Hi friends, welcome to CNR English Academy. இன்னைக்கு வீடியோல சைக்காலஜில இருந்து இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் MCQs பார்க்குறோம். இந்த சைக்காலஜில இருக்கக்கூடிய MCQs பார்த்தீங்கன்னா PGTRB இங்கிலீஷ்க்கு ரொம்பவே யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கக்கூடியது. அதே போல் TET பேப்பர் 1 அண்ட் பேப்பர் 2 அண்டு BEO எக்ஸாம்ஸ்க்கும் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ரிலேட் ஆகக்கூடிய டாபிக்ஸில் இருந்து செலக்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். அண்ட் இந்த கொஸ்டின்ஸ்லாம் உங்களுக்கு எங்கே இருக்குது அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எஸ்கே மங்கலில் இருக்கக்கூடிய டெஃபினேஷன்ஸு இன்ஃபர்மேஷன்ஸு அதில் இருக்கக்கூடிய கொஸ்டின்ஸை தான் வந்து MCQஸாக வந்து மேக் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். ஓகே, ஆன் தட் ஃபைன் நோட் மூவ் ஆன் டு த டாபிக். ஃபஸ்ட்டு கொஸ்டின், த வேர்டு சைக்காலஜி கம்ஸ் ஃப்ரம் த Greek வேர்ட்ஸ் psych அண்ட் dash. Correct option, option B, logos. The word psychology comes from the Greek words psych and logos. Next one. Psychology was initially studied as a sub-branch of dash. Correct option, option B, philosophy. Psychology was initially studied as a sub-branch of philosophy. Next one. Who was the first Greek philosopher mentioned in the philosophy of psychology? Correct option, option C, Democritus. Who was the first Greek philosopher mentioned in the philosophy of psychology is Democritus. Next one. Philosophers later redefined psychology as the science of dash. Correct option, option C, mind. Philosophers later redefined psychology as the science of mind. Next one. What issue continued to arise regarding the definition of psychology? Correct option, option C, nature of mind. What issue continued to arise regarding the definition of psychology is nature of mind. Next one. What did psychologists argue about consciousness? Correct option, option D, it is a negligible portion of personality. What did psychologists argue about consciousness is, it is a negligible portion of personality. Next one. Which period brought significant development in psychology? Correct option, option C, Renaissance. Which period brought significant development in psychology is Renaissance. Next one. Psychology was freed from the conflict of dash views. Correct option, option B, mentalistic mechanistic. Psychology was freed from the conflict of mentalistic and mechanistic views. Next one. Psychology was eventually defined as the science of dash. Correct option, option C, behavior. Psychology was eventually defined as the science of behavior. Next one. The development of educational psychology can be traced back to dash philosophers. Correct option, option B, Greek. The development of educational psychology can be traced back to Greek philosophers. Next one. Which philosopher believed faculty theory of the mind? Correct option, option A, Aristotle. Which philosopher believed in faculty theory of the mind is Aristotle. Next one. Which philosopher believed education should be based on human development principles? Correct option, option B, Rousseau. Which philosopher believed education should be based on human development principles is Rousseau. There is a note here. ஆப்ஷன் பியில் ரூசோவில் ஸ்பெல்லிங் மிஸ்டேக் இருக்குது, மாற்றிக்கோங்க. ROUSSEAU. சாரி ஃபார் த இன்கன்வீனியன்ஸ். நெக்ஸ்ட் ஒன். Rousseau's educational ideas were presented in his book dash. Correct option, option B, Emily. Rousseau's educational ideas were presented in his book Emily. Next one. Who critically examined the doctrine of faculty psychology? Correct option, option B, John Locke. Who critically examined the doctrine of faculty psychology is John Locke. Next one. John Locke did not completely reject the idea that faculties were not real dash. Correct option, things. John Locke did not completely reject the idea that faculty were not the real things. Next one. Who established the first psychology laboratory in Leipzig in 1879? Correct option. Option B. William Wundt. Who established the first psychology laboratory in Leipzig in 1879 is William Wundt. Next one. What was the main objective of Wundtian psychology? Correct option. Option B. Study of immediate conscious experiences. What was the main objective of Wundtian psychology is study of immediate conscious experiences. Next one. Which research method did Wundt use to analyze human experiences? Correct option. Option C. Experimental introspection. Which research method did Wundt use to analyze human experiences? His experimental introspection. Next one. Who was the student of Wundt that systemized his psychology? Correct option. Option C. E.B. Tinchner. Who was the student of Wundt that systemized his psychology is E.B. Tinchner. Next one. How did Tinchner define psychology? Correct option. Option C. The analytic study of the generalized adult normal human mind through introspection. How did Tinchner define his psychology is analytic study of the generalized adult normal human mind through introspection. And there is a note here. This is the definition of Tinchner's psychology. And in the definition கொடுத்துட்டு இது யார் வந்து சொல்லியிருக்காங்க அப்படின்னு கூட ஆப்ஷன்ஸில் கேட்கலாம். Next one. What was the main objective of structuralism? Correct option. Option B. Describing mental structure. What was the main objective of structuralism is describing mental structure. Next one. According to structuralism, what forms conscious experience? Correct option. Option C. Sensations, feelings and images. According to structuralism, what forms conscious experience is sensations, feelings and images. Next one. Which additional element did Tinchner include in conscious experience? Correct option. Option B. Affection. Which additional element did Tinchner include in conscious experience is affection. Next one. How did structuralists study immediate human experiences? Correct option. Through experimental introspection. How did structuralists study immediate human experience is through experimental introspection. Next one. According to Tinchner, consciousness is the sum total of a person's experiences at dash. Correct option. Option B. Any given time. According to Tinchner, consciousness is the sum total of a person's experience at any given time. Next one. Who is credited with developing functionalism in America? Correct option. Option B. William James. Who is credited with developing functionalism in America is William James. Next one. At which university did William James develop functionalism? Correct option. Option C. Harvard University. At which university did William James develop functionalism is Harvard University. Next one. Which two universities in America flourished as centers of functionalism? Correct option. Option B. University of Chicago and Columbia University. Which two universities in America flourished as centers of functionalism is University of Chicago and Columbia University. Next one. What approach did functionalism oppose? Correct option. Option C. Structuralism. What approach did functionalism oppose is structuralism. Next one. Which philosopher and psychologist is associated with the Chicago functionalism is John Dewey. Next one. What aspect of education with John Dewey emphasize? Correct option. Option B. The importance of activity in schools. What aspect of education did John Dewey emphasizes the importance of activity in schools? Next one. Which book did John Dewey write that contributed to psychology? Correct option. Option B. How We Think. Which book did John Dewey write that contributed to psychology is How We Think. Next one. According to John Dewey, thinking occurs when an organism faces dash. Correct option. Option B, a novel problematic situation. According to John Dewey, thinking occurs when an organism faces a novel problematic situation. Next one. Which psychologist conducted experiments on animals to study learning? Correct option. Option B, E.L. Thorndike. Which psychologist conducted experiments on animals to study learning is E.L. Thorndike. Next one. According to E.L. Thorndike, how is learning acquired? Correct option. Option B, trial and error. According to E.L. Thorndike, how is learning acquired is trial and error. Next one. Who emphasized the importance of motivation in behavior? Correct option. Option C, R.S. Woodworth. Who emphasized the importance of motivation in behavior is R.S. Woodworth. Next one. What type of psychology is R.S. Woodworth associated with? Correct option. Option C, functionalism. What type of psychology is R.S. Woodworth associated with is functionalism. Next one. When did R.S. Woodworth believe psychology should study for behavior? Correct option. Option A, the dynamics of behavior. When did R.S. Woodworth believe psychology should study for behavior is the dynamics of behavior. Next one. What book did R.S. Woodworth produce? Correct option. Option C, a voluminous book on experimental psychology. What book did R.S. Woodworth produce? A voluminous book on experimental psychology. Next one. Which psychologist's work is based on the dynamic view of behavior? Correct option. Option B, R.S. Woodworth. Which psychologist's work is based on the dynamic view of behavior is R.S. Woodworth. Next one. Who popularized behaviorism in America? Correct option. Option C, J.B. Watson. Who popularized behaviorism in America is J.B. Watson. Next one. Which scientific tradition does behaviorism fit into? Correct option. Option C, scientific materialism. Which scientific tradition does behaviorism fit into is scientific materialism. Next one. Who was an evolutionary biologist associated with behaviorism? Correct option. Option A, Jacques Loeb. Who was an evolutionary biologist associated with behaviorism is Jacques Loeb. Next one. Which of the following was a Russian reflexologist? Correct option. Option A, I.P. Pavlov. Who was the following was a Russian reflexologist is I.P. Pavlov. Next one. What kind of revolution did J.B. Watson bring in psychology? Correct option. Option A, a revolution in objective psychology. What kind of revolution did J.B. Watson bring in psychology is a revolution in objective psychology. Next one. Which psychologist developed the drive reduction theory of learning? Correct option. Option A, Hull. Which psychologist developed the drive reduction theory of learning is Hull. Next one. What type of method did Hull use in his theory? Correct option. Option C, hypothetical deductive. What type of method did Hull use in his theory is hypothetical deductive. Next one. According to Hull, what is essential for learning to occur? Correct option. Option B, reinforcement. According to Hull, what is essential for learning to occur is the reinforcement. Next one. Which psychologist developed operant conditioning? Correct option. Option C, B.F. Skinner. Which psychologist developed operant conditioning is B.F. Skinner. Next one. Skinner's approach to behavior was described as being dash. Correct option. Option B, objective. Skinner's approach to behavior was described as being objective. ஸோ சைக்காலஜியில் 50 இம்பார்ட்டண்ட் MCQs பார்த்துருக்கோம் எஸ்கே மங்கல்ல இருந்து. இதில் உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது டவுட்ஸ் இருந்ததுன்னா வழக்கம் போல் உங்களோட கமெண்ட் செக்ஷனில் சொல்லுங்கள். அப் டு திஸ் ஐ கன்க்ளூட். இதே மாதிரி ஒரு நல்ல வீடியோவில் உங்களை நான் மீட் பண்ணுறேன். தேங்க்யூ ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ். தேங்க்ஸ் ஃபார் வாட்சிங்.